And right here with me, ladies and gentlemen, on Saturday for our special book club is Mr. Ayah W. Abine. He is a productivity coach, he is a writer, he is a business strategist, and many other things as you would find. This is a journey to your full potential. I am very conversant with this book because I think I reviewed this book when you just wrote it. That should be, what year is that?
That should be 2020.
2020. Yeah, so that's why I talked about the people you made, they keep coming up in your life. The purpose, the journey to your full potential. So you've mentioned purpose, and I think this book is about purpose. And that's what we're looking at. That thief that comes at day and not at night. Steph, what can you tell us about your journey as a writer?
But I think basically, as a writer, I just thought that it's important to solve problems sustainably.
Okay.
And solving problems sustainably requires that we go beyond just doing things without the proper structure to doing things with proper structure. And one of the easiest ways, considering that the only way to be able to achieve your dreams is continuous growth, is to have access to information. Because information determines action, and action determines direction, and direction determines whether you get to your destination. And so that's why at some point I discovered that it was important for me to be able to build a mindset through books. And if you check the way I write, it's progressive. Okay. It's moving virtually from who are you and how do you become somebody who has what they call gabarit in local parlance, who has stamina and who can bring not just positive change, but long-term positive change. And then to ensure that in doing that, you don't also kill yourself. And so one of my books, for example, Business is Not Entrepreneurship, says because of business, a lot of people could easily go astray. So my story as a writer is how do you solve a problem sustainably? Because I help businesses, I help professionals and corporate executives to become the best versions of themselves. But you don't want to do that short term. Doing it short term might cause bigger problems in the long term. So how do you do it sustainably? And therefore I said, okay, so let me put down stuff that without me. One of my programs on CBS Radio, Boya, I say, okay, get the textbook, A Journey to Your Full Potential, because I want that in my absence, you should be able to move. Otherwise, I might only create followers and never create disciples, because followers cannot do without the person who made them followers, but disciples can be able to catch a vision and be able to move, even in the absence of the person. So again, that's why I thought that is important to write, so that in your absence, people should be able to, run without you.
Okay, thank you. Today we're looking at the thief at day. What does that mean to you? The thief at day. What does that mean to you?
It could have many perspectives, right?
It sounds like something crazy.
Yeah, crazy because the thief part.
Yeah.
But I think there is a common thief that many of us fall victim to every day. And the issue with it, the reason it's funny is because it's a thief that you can do without noticing that he or she is around.
Okay.
And that's the thief of purposelessness. That's the thief of not making the best use of what you carry. The maker said be fruitful, but you cannot have a fruit without a seed. And he didn't only say be fruitful, but he said that you should multiply. You should have a tree. And then the tree should carry other fruits, that will carry more seeds, that will give more trees, that will carry more fruits, that will carry more seeds, that will give more trees.
To also introduce the other word, intentionality. So how do we put these three together through this one?
Amazing. I'm excited. I hope I don't miss along the line. I'm excited. It's because research has shown that 88 to 90% of what you do occurs in the subconscious mind.
Okay.
And that's where the habits are. Which means that if the habit part, if the subconscious part is not properly aligned, it means you might really want to be early, but you just keep going late. You might really want to change things, but you keep going back to the old things. You might want to do something differently, but you keep doing it the old way. So it's a very important thing to consider habits. Charles Duhigg in The Power of Habits explains how this works. He talks about cues, he talks about cravings and all of that. But I think to make it simple, Gary Roberts will tell you that your conscious mind, which controls only 10 to 12% of what you do as a human being, is the captain. And everything that a conscious mind sends to the subconscious mind is accepted. The subconscious mind doesn't say no. It says yes to everything. So when the captain informs the crew about whatever the captain wants, like, hey, how my own day never this way, the crew says, oh, the captain wants to have a bad day. And so the subconscious mind now informs the superconscious mind, where we talk about the law of attraction, to ask the universe to bring what you asked for. And then the thing keeps coming up. And so by the time your subconscious mind has received a lot of I'm not good enough, what happens is it begins to tell the universe that keep bringing I'm not good enough to the boss. Now about intentionality, because what happens is when you keep doing it over and over, routine, that's why the top guys in the world, they have routines. So if, for example...
It might not be very intelligent.
Thank you.
It might not be very skillful.
There you go. Yes.
It might not be very...
Yes.
The brain yes. They have developed systems.
They have developed working systems. Because when you do that, sometimes you become so excellent that you cannot be mediocre. If it's a habit, if it's a routine, if it's a lifestyle. I told somebody the other day that entrepreneurship is a lifestyle.
Okay.
People sometimes think that entrepreneurship is something that you do. Entrepreneurship is something that you are. You become. So even at the beginning, you become. You don't go to work. You just become. Work. Eric Dismayer, Michael Paschen, in the Psychology of Human Leadership, they said that there is no leadership without crisis. It is in crisis that the leader rises. And so you only rise. And Dr. John Omar Haggai will tell you that leadership is the discipline of deliberately exerting. He says it's not by chance that no leader is born. You grow into that person. And Dr. Carol Dweck, who talks a lot about the growth mindset, will say you have the ability to be able to grow from wherever you are and wherever you are today.
No matter the circumstances?
No matter the circumstances, no matter the conditions. Because again, I have had low self-esteem in the past. For example, where some people would not believe if I say that.
That was a thief.
Oh, that was a thief. You know that sometimes you walk very fast when you're not going anywhere. And you're sweating. Yeah. And you want to just talk fast and just leave that place. You don't want people to see you. I mean, it's that bad. And I keep telling my people around me that there is no worse life than that. It's a thief that brings fear. Research has shown after the fear of death is followed by the fear of public speaking. So you have...
That's serious.
Yeah, you have the technical competence, but you cannot just deliver. And if you look at businesses, generally fail, mostly because the main people, the owners, the founders, actually many people stay founders forever and never become CEOs because they don't understand the place of marketing and sales. And the reason why most salesmen don't succeed is because the salesmen do a lot of things. They talk about their features. They hardly first of all talk about the benefits. But those who talk about the benefits, they hardly make the ask. Because the ask is involved with rejection. Yeah. Still fear. Yeah. Because you have fear of death. Some people even say fear of public speaking comes from fear of death. Some people prefer to die than to speak in public. But you have a fear of death. You have fear of public speaking. You have fear of rejection. And you have fear of failure. If you can rise above those, and it takes intentionality, trust me, you become unstoppable.
Thank you very much, Super.
We can take nice pictures, right? Yeah, let's take pictures.